Hey guys, so today we are answering a subscriber question, and the question in question was, Frederick, do you consider yourself to be in the top 3 of programmers at your job in terms of skills? So let's get into it. So I'm guessing that this question here is basically, do you think that you are one of the top 3 most skilled developers at your company? So that's a very personal question, and let's think about that. Top 3. Nope, I'm not going to be top 3, I think. But I suspect that doesn't have to do with the thing that you may suspect here. So the problem with this question is that you need to ask the fundamental question, okay, what do you mean by top 3 in terms of skill? How do you measure programming skill? Do you measure it by how quickly somebody can deliver on a story? Then I'm going to be top 3, most likely at least in my team, but not at the company, because there are more than 3 people who have been working for over 15 years in the industry at my job. And these people have also been at the company for quite a few more years than I have. And that brings with it productivity speed. The reason why I'm one of the most productive people in my team is not necessarily because I'm the smartest person in the room. It has to do with I have worked in the industry for long enough so that I basically know how to produce results just in general. And that's all good and fine, right? But I also have worked at that specific company for long enough so that I actually know how to get things done within the system, whereas quite a lot of my other developers in the team haven't worked all that long in comparison. So of course I'm going to be more productive. So that's one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it is that, okay, you are the person who has the best solutions to various problems. And that's also a way you can look at it, of course. You can think about it from the perspective of, okay, do you have the best solutions? Are you in the top 3 of doing something like that? And that's also very subjective, because you have to kind of ask the question, okay, what type of solutions would you consider to be the sort of solutions that put you in the top bracket of people? Because, I mean, as an example, I have coworkers who have created from an engineering perspective, very advanced solutions for code generations and things of this nature. The solution, like the things that I've contributed to with, that has little to do with just daily work, that has more to do with just, improvements to the platform, has mostly to do with quality assurance, testing, and things of this nature to make sure that the product actually works, that it's supposed the way it should work. Things of this nature, and I don't know if there is a way to accurately measure if that makes me on one of the top 3. But I would guess that I'm top something at my company. And then you can also, of course, also have the perspective who has the most seniority within a field, or like, are you among the best within some specific thing? Like, I work in Scala. And at my company, I am definitely not top 3 at my company in Scala, because I've been doing Scala since I started at that company, and it's not a passion language for me. So I can produce results in it as much as anybody else, but we have people who are truly passionate and actually host the Scala meetups here in my hometown. And I think we have among one of the people that is working at my company is actually quite highly ranked when it comes to Scala as a language within the Scala community. Like, if we think about like GitHub contributions and like being active in the community, so he's very active. So no, I wouldn't say that I am in there. In JavaScript, yes, I would. I don't like to say this myself, but I have been told on a few occasions now by several different coworkers that they consider me to be probably. They consider me to be the thought leader, or like the main person when it comes to JavaScript matters, and like anything that has to do with JavaScript and front end and all of this stuff. I'm not sure I agree 100% with that because we have a few other people who are really, really good at it as well. But let's say that I'm top 3 in terms of experience when it comes to those sorts of things, right? But apart from these ramblings of mine and like trying to define what we actually mean about being top 3 in terms of skills, all I can really give you is that depending on your perspective, then yes, maybe, and no at the same time. That's the best thing I can give you. So what I want you to take away from this is that when it comes to me personally, being the top, like being top 3 in terms of skill at a company, the question in of itself kind of indicates that this person has, like, for the first one, I'm not super happy. Like, I don't think that's a good question to begin with. This might just be curiosity, but it kind of indicates that there is such a thing that being top 3 at your company. That it indicates a very bad mindset, because if you're comparing yourself to your coworkers in the fashion where there's a top list, you can ask a few really, really high profile companies how it's worked out for them to have like this top chart of the best employees in the workplace, and see how that turns out for the projects and the company. I'll give you a hint. It sucks ass for the company and leads to cutthroat behavior and people not helping each other and the most toxic work environment that you can possibly imagine. And if we also consider, as I said, the different perspectives on what you mean by being the top 3 based on skill, then measuring by how well you know a specific language, that's one way. Measuring how productive you are, in other words, how fast you deliver stories and how little bugs how few bugs you actually produce and things of this nature, that's one. And finally, how many contributions are you making to the company? Are you improving processes? Are you empowering other developers? Are you developing tools that makes developer velocity even quicker, right? So there's quite a lot of things to pick from, and as I said, for me personally, yes, maybe, and no. So that's the full range. Have a great day.